YouTube, back for another video. Today we're going to be doing a little bit of an experiment. Last year I fitted a PRORAM induction kit to my transporter engine. It's over there. I did a video on that last year, just fitting and what my thoughts on about it. Been living with it now for about 15-16 months and it's still bloody loud. It's really loud. So today we're going to do a little bit of experimentation just with some hoses and piping, see if we can reposition it slightly and see if that can have an effect on the sound that's coming through into the cab. I'm not bothered about exterior. Thought I want it louder exterior, but it's alright when you're pootling about, but yeah, long drives to Cornwall, etc. Just grates a bit. So let's see what we're going to do. So the plan is to reposition it slightly from where it is now, which is basically just straight into the old intake, through heat shield that came with a filter, and then just into the cone filter. But underneath it, there's quite a lot of space, and this was an idea my mechanic had, is maybe we can try and turn it down into that space, so which will help muffle the sound a little bit. So how are we going to do that? So, I don't know, a few weeks back I purchased this 90-degree silicone hose just to replace what is the intake bit there. That's just a short piece of silicone hose. We're going to replace that, try and turn the filter down 90 degrees. Obviously we're going to need to cut it a bit and just try and drop it down a bit further into the engine bay. If this has an effect, this is very much the first part of this experiment. So we are going to try this, see if this has an effect and see if it's worth pursuing. So let's get on with it. Now that's off, that's standalone. What we need to do is cut that, sort of one side of that to match that. This is just a bit of silicone hose that came with in the kit with a filter. Chop one side of that new pipe down to there, same size as that. We need to measure it, cut it down, then we can pop that back on the engine side, and then we'll leave one side just as it is, pop that back in, and then pop it back at engine bay and see what that looks like. Right, so we've got it in. I ended up having to chop this end as well a bit, because when I tried it, just chopping that side, it sort of poked out too much, so it was like fouling wheel out. So I chopped it back, and it's in. It's just in, so it worked. It's worked. I mean, not the prettiest thing you've ever seen. Used original duplicate. I've got some sort of thicker, more heavy duty Jubilee clips, but this is bear in mind, this is still very much in the mock-up stage. We're not going to be sticking with this today. We're just trying to prove the concept a little bit. It's just that we can move the filter a bit. Now that's repositioned, it must be 6, 7, 8 inches further down into end of bay. So what we'll do now is I'm going to take it for a drive. I'm not going to go far because, I mean, they're pretty tight. I mean, as tight as they'll go, those duplicate clips, but I don't want to, you know, there's no support in there, so I just want to give it a test drive, see if it is a bit quieter, and then if it is quieter and that's worth sticking with, I'll tell you what we're going to try next. So I've driven off at the estate where I live. I'm just going down that road now. I'm just going to bomb down here, turn around and go back, but I'm not sure how well that's coming up on camera. But I think it has quieted it off a little bit. Obviously the air intake itself has not got quieter, but the muffling effect of it being a bit lower in the engine bay, to me it just sounds like a bit further away, which it is technically. Let's go around here. Let's drop down gears a bit and see what we think. I'll not talk, and then you'll have to do a comparison with my other video, test video last year. I think it's a bit quieter. Yeah, it's definitely more muffled. It sounds like it's further away. So let's get back and I'll tell you what we're going to do next. So I think we're going to call that a success. So next step is, or a minor success, you know, hopefully be a series of successes. So next thing, if this worked, which it has done, and I'm happy, the result it's got I'm happy with, or happy enough with, is we're going to look at getting some cold air ducting. And obviously with it being a bit more engine bay, not that where it's situated with heat shield it actually gets a lot of air, or the standard in cold air field feed had to be taken out to accommodate the heat shield. So we're going to get some ducting, see if we can run probably a couple of feeds from somewhere behind grill through engine to the actual filter itself, so we're actually fielding it with some decent cool air while we're driving, because I don't think air supply were fantastic to start with, and now we've shoved it down a bit further, it's going to be even worse, so we need to tackle that. So that'll be like the next step. So off the back of this I'll get some pipe work ordered, and then we'll try and make a plan for that. Once that's in and we're happy with the solution, is we're then going to build like an housing for it. Now, since I bought my kit, Ford have brought their aftermarket kit out, and to be honest, I would have bought that one if it were available. Uses some of the existing airbox components, the cold air feed, everything just mounts straight into the bottom half of the bottom half of the standard airbox that maintains the standard cold air feed. And Leighton Vans have brought a kit out since I bought this, and theirs has an housing that the actual air filter sits in. So we're going to look at building one. Now, I've always wanted to have a go at welding. So I've asked about maybe a few mates loaning some gear, or to be honest, TIG welders if I make it out of, I think it's alley. I think MIG's steel, TIG's alley. Might be all the way around, whichever one. A couple £100, just a base, you know, something dead easy. Sheet aluminium's not that expensive. Cut it up, make a cardboard template, cut it up, and then tack it up, weld it, powder coat it, and then actually get it in. I commented earlier about it's not very secure now. I've got it now, and actually sort of build some mounting and housing capability to make it more secure. Factor that in. So this is video one of what might be 3 or 4 videos. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, I'll let you know how we get on. But I think today has been a good success. So stay tuned. I'll see you soon. Cheers.